Hello, all you gaming investors out there, and welcome to the gaming marketplace, where you don't invest with your money, but with your time. Using our state of the art algorithm created by me, we have created the game enjoyment metric, or GEMs for short. Using these gems, we've extrapolated all your time investment data and neatly compiled them into those gems. That way, we can assign a unique value to every single game in the market, and thus creating the gaming marketplace, what you're watching right now, where every game behaves like a stock, and thus, if it's a stock, you can invest in it. Well, not really. You can't invest money, but you can invest your time, like, the intro said. Well, how you invest your time, you're asking? Well, easy. We can assume that if you're playing a game, you're enjoying it. If you're enjoying it, you're having a good time. That means it's a game that we could recommend to other people. And then more people play, more people enjoy it, and then voila, your gem value becomes even higher. So that's how you invest in the game. And then you can see other people's investments, all their time investments, and then maybe you decide to play a game. I got an idea. So how about this? So you need examples, and I got data. So how about we just look at a couple of, I don't know, some popular games out there that you might be interested in, and that way you'll see how it's doing and performing in the stock market. And then you'll see what's the whole purpose of this show. Sounds good? You're not gonna click away? No, come on. This is the journey. You're coming with me now. Okay, so let's choose a random one. Completely random game. Did not decide this beforehand. This one's nice. So we'll go with Apex Legends. Apex Legends is a popular free-to-play battle royale game developed by Respawn Entertainment. It is set in the same universe as the highly acclaimed Titanfall 1 and 2. Here, you play as a variety of characters, each with their own set of unique and quirky abilities, as you and your team are dropped into a virtual death game to kill all other competitors. Unlike other battle royale games, aka Fortnite, PubG, Call of Duty Warzone, and the likes, this game incorporates the ever-popular hero shooter genre into the mix. Just like any battle royale game, you spawn in without any equipment and or weapons and must scavenge the world for them to fight and become an Apex Legend. Whether you want to swing around the map as Shappy the Robot, or you want to commit war crimes as you fulfill your dirty World War II fantasies only for you to get a bunch of people, lock them into a room, fill it with toxic gas as you see them struggle for dear life, only for you to laugh maniacally from the other side, because of course you would, you crazy Carrying on, Apex Legends seems to have created a pretty good following for itself, as it currently has 150k average players each month. Not only that, it seems to have a pretty strong esports scene, as it's in its 4th consecutive Pro League competition this year. People also don't just want to play the game, they also want to see other people play the game. So, you can usually find this game in the top 10 most viewed categories on Twitch. Well, I'm not surprised when it usually has around 35k average viewers every day. That's a lot of people tuning in. So whether you're playing it or you're watching it, you're contributing a lot of your time to this game. Well, enough with statistics. Let's actually talk about its performance in the gaming marketplace. As of recording this video, Apex Legends has reached a peak of 1,769 gems. Funny number. Regardless, from seeing at the chart, you can see that Apex behavior or performance is pretty stable. It's not going up, but it's not trending downwards either. And honestly, I expect that to stay the case, because Apex keeps doing updates, it keeps adding new characters, and the esports scene seems to keep it alive as well. We might even see a higher peak once the esports scene starts ramping up. Once we start seeing finals, we might see a bigger number. Who knows? Only time will tell. Regardless, that's its performance right now in the market. I expect it to stay the same. At least that's my prediction. But you could prove me wrong if you decide to play the game and invest more time of your own to this game. That being said, let's talk about another game so you can, compare it to. Let's see. Let's try to stay in the same genre. So let's look at another Battle Royale game. Actually, we can talk about one that I already mentioned. Next up, let's talk about PubG Battlegrounds. PubG Battlegrounds is considered one of the founding fathers of the Battle Royale genre, next to Minecraft Hunger Games and the movie Hunger Games. Now, I know what you're saying. Oh no, that's a movie. That's not really a game. Well, I don't care. It has game in the title, so I'm gonna roll with it, and you're gonna accept it because it's my show, okay? Regardless, before we got used to colorful anime characters hitting the gritty on their opponents' corpses, we had a more realistic first-person shooter set in the barren wastelands of Ohio. This sepia filter of a game grew so much that it was one of the first games in the genre to pass over to mobile platforms, with the creation of PubG Mobile. This proved to be a great move, as they're currently the top most played mobile battle royale game in the market, with an estimated 300 million downloads worldwide. It's especially popular in China, which accounts for approximately 30% of its player base. Not long after, its competitors followed suit and published mobile versions of their own games, but none have been able to surpass PUBG's performance. Currently, PUBG has around 250k monthly players, and 2 esports scenes, which is one for the original and one for the mobile version. With that said, it doesn't seem like they rack up as many views as aforementioned Apex, where currently it has around 15k viewers every day. That's half of what we saw for Apex Legends. It just doesn't seem to hit the same if you don't have Buff Peter Griffin or Goku dancing to Ariana Grande. Wrong game. Regardless, that's the price you pay by having a more realistic game. Even so, PUBG Battlegrounds is doing very well for itself. If you look at the market right now, you can see that it has a very healthy line on the graph. That means that it's gonna stay up there. Well, that all depends. It has reached a peak value of 2,793 gems, but that all could change depending on you guys. Would you invest your time on Apex Legends, or would you invest your time on PUBG Battleground? Or maybe neither. We might see these values fluctuate depending on what you decide. But enough with Battle Royale games, let's go ahead and look at some other popular games in the marketplace. But before we jump into the next game, let me just take this moment and say, if you're enjoying the video so far, or see the potential of what this channel could become, please invest some of your time in clicking the notification bell and hitting that subscribe button. It really helps us. We're just starting off right now, so any support you give motivates us to make more videos like this and to mature the gaming marketplace algorithm. We're very thankful for all the support you give us. And with that said, let's go ahead and look at the next game in our list. Next up, let's talk about Dota 2. Dota 2 is the grandpappy of all MOBA games. It was originally a community-created mod for World of Warcraft 3 that inspired an entire new video game genre. And that inspired other games very popular like Smite. And that other popular game, what was it? It's from that Arcane, that really popular Netflix show. They made a video game about it. It's something Wild Rift? Nah, that's not it either. League of Legends. But who cares about League of Rejects when we're talking about Dota 2? This revolutionary game consists of 2 teams of 5 heroes each fighting to invade each other's domain in an attempt to destroy their opponent's main tower. Why? Because it's fun. Or, at least I think it is. But if you ask any hardcore MOBA player, all they can seem to do is rage and throw profanities into the wind as they play the game. Fun. You can play from a selection of 124 heroes, each with their own unique playstyles and roles, ensuring that everyone can find at least one hero to their liking. Dota 2 has one of the largest esports scenes in the gaming community, with teams all across the world competing to land a spot in the international tournament for a chance at millions of dollars. Unlike other esport tournaments, Dota 2 features a crowd-funded prize pool, which is then awarded to the winners. This system has reached a staggering prize of $45 million just last year, making this the most lucrative esport one can compete in. So tensions are high, and you can feel it on every single sweat gland on those players' faces while they play on stage. But can you blame them? I mean, you have on average 70k viewers every day watching you play the game. Not only that, on average you have around 450k players each month. Okay, so if my calculations are correct, that means that's around 200k people bottom fragging and or feeding each game. It could be any one of us. It could be me. But I know I'm not bottom fragging or feeding. So that could only mean you suck. Don't worry, I still love you. But with that said, let's go ahead and get a look at the gems and how it's doing in the marketplace right now. If we take a look, we can see that it's doing pretty well. It's currently going at a peak of 3,405 gems. That's really high. And if we take a look at the graph, it seems like it's going up. Slowly but surely, but it seems to be trending higher. That's really good. That just shows how good this game is. But with that said, I just wish they would, I don't know, scream at me less. Smite never treated me like this. Nonetheless, it's doing really well. So let's go ahead and take a look at some other games in the marketplace. Next up, let's look at one of the classic games, ones that's been here for a while now, but still very popular. So let's go ahead and look at Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Counter-Strike Global Offensive, or CSGO as many refer to it, is a multiplayer tactical shooter where two teams compete against each other to win a variety of different game modes. Among these game modes, the most popular would be the game Bomb Defusal. In this mode, one team defends the objective while the other tries to attack and plant bombs on those objectives. But who cares about playing the game when you can do something way more fun? Gambling. That's right. Valve created an entire virtual economy that allowed players to buy and sell their virtual in-game cosmetics for real money. This fostered an entire community of people just buying loot boxes for the chance at that really rare red knife. Look at that. Shiny. Not only this, but there are a bunch of YouTube channels and live streamers whose entire main content is them gambling in this game. For me personally, I prefer the classics. Give me some chill music, some nice sunglasses, and a nice little table of poker. And you know I'll be betting my soul away. Which is also why my wife doesn't let me around a 30-mile radius of any casino nearby. But can you blame me? I mean, I live for that coin toss. Where was I? Ah, right. Gambling. Well, I mean, how much can you really earn in that game? Mi amor, get me my sunglasses! CSGO got a major update last year and donned the new name Counter-Strike 2. This major overhaul made the game more appealing for newer players with its new UI, graphic changes, map changes, and more. These updates have made the game run smoother and look more modern compared to its previous PlayStation 3 graphics. Currently, CSGO sees around 700k average players each month. Now, between the people gambling and the people actually playing the game, that's still a lot of people. Now I see you. Don't go acting all high and mighty just because you don't play this game, alright? Because with 107k average viewers every day, I know you're one of them, lurking in the shadows, You're one of those dry-eyed, blue light filter refusers that watches till 3 a.m. And you know how I know? Because these dry eyes see everything. CSGO also has a major esports scene, which hosts around 700 tournaments each year. All teams compete to reach the big stage and win that $20 million prize. Many people tune in to these tournaments, with the last year's World Championship peaking at 2.7 million viewers. Needless to say, a lot of investors are involved with this game. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the performance of this stock in the gaming marketplace. By looking at the graph, you can see that it has reached a peak of 6,249 gems. And that's not all. As of right now, it is the #1 gaming stock in the gaming marketplace. That's as high as you're gonna get, baby. But take a look at this. You can see that it has a little bit of a dip on January. Now, why is that? Well, if you're curious, the reason behind that is because of the next game we're going to talk about on this list. A little not so well known game called Palworld. I'm sure you've heard about this game by now, especially with all the attention it got. But if by any chance this is the first time you're hearing about this game, let me first say, aww, thank you! I'm so happy you're here. With that said, Palworld is a new game published in January of this year by Japanese developer Pocket Pair. And this game took the world by storm. It's a survival, monster-catching action-adventure game that dropped you into a world filled with pals. It's basically Ark Survival Evolved mixed with Pokemon. It's the Pokemon game that we've wanted, if Game Freak cared about what we wanted. I mean, who doesn't want to own their own sweatshop? You get to go around enslaving any monster and human that you see, and you make them work for you for free? That's every capitalist's dream! Not only that, but look at the guy. Isn't he cute? Now that's my pal. What? Oh, understood. It seems that that pal of mine has gotten himself into some controversy. It seems that he's been forming a union with his fellow slaves. And that, unfortunately, is not acceptable around here. He will be slaughtered. But don't worry. Look at that guy! Isn't he cute? He's my new pal. Palworld sold over 1 million copies in the first 8 hours of its release, and only kept growing after that. They also hosted 1 million players on average on their first month. This game is a dumpster fire people couldn't stop watching. In a good way, of course. Averaging 100k viewers online, instantly making it one of the most watched games at the start of the year. Let's go ahead and take a look at the stock value of this game. If you take a look at the chart, you can see that Palworld, upon release, reached the highest peak we've ever recorded in the gaming marketplace to date. It reached a peak of 7,163 gems. But just as fast as it went up, it went down. You can see it barely reaches the hundreds now. But that seems to be exactly what the developers wanted. The developers, now that they don't have all the attention to themselves, can release updates and include new content at their own pace, and then hopefully releasing the full game in the future. And who knows, we might see new record breaks when it comes out. But only time will tell. Unfortunately, that concludes today's update of the gaming marketplace. If you made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed investing your time in watching as much as we did in making it. With that said, please remember to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell. And we will see you next time in the next update of D. Gaming Marketplace.